Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. It is Saturday morning. Now, usually, I do not do Saturday videos because Saturday is my Sabbath, and usually, Sabbath is a day of rest, right? So, I try to not. I do try to cultivate that type of relationship with God and definitely try to make my Saturdays sacred. So I don't work on a Saturday. I don't cook very often on a Saturday. I don't do household. I don't do household chores. Not my business. Not my problem. Not my business. Not my problem. So, and I know that's a thing that is in this it's in this season, and people trying to take it too. But there's a difference between nosiness and just irresponsible lack of concern. That's really just me being nosy. That's none of my business. That's not my problem. I don't need to be looking. But anyways, why I decided, I don't know. It's so I do every video and I realize that I'm rubbing my head in every video and I don't get why. I think it's just a bald head thing, but and that's just not your problem, right? But what I wanted to say was, when Jesus said, when Jesus said, this kind does not go out except through prayer and fasting, right? Like, we all know that Jesus don't lie. We all know that he tends to shoot straight with us and lets us know what we need to do and how we need to do it so that we can thrive, right? Why I'm saying it say that even with prayer and fasting, these kinds don't go out. Or to say only only if you pray and fast like me. Well, he did say that he came to give us that whole that blueprint, right, as to how it is we're supposed to be walking things out in this season, in this life. But child, baby, honey, and I have to walk to get this out because I can't sit and I can't sit on this one. It like I need movement. I've been up for about I've been up since 4 something. I don't even know. I've been up for over an hour, right? Having this whole thing percolate and like sit down because, and this is from a dream, right? So how it is that God has been talking to me in this season that I'm dealing with the breaking and repairing of the breach is through my dreams. Sorry, it's too early. It's not my problem. It's not my concern. Not my problem. But right. So he's been talking to me through my dreams, right? And it has been a battle. I will not tell anybody to take on this task. It is not for the weak. It is not for the faint of heart. It is not for the indisciplined. It is not for those who lack diligence. It is not for the weak in any way, shape, or form. It is not for the weak. It is not for the weak. It is not for... Okay. There are certain things, right? There are certain sayings that in this season I'm understanding the reality of them. Like, there are times when people will say the randomness to you, don't get weary in well doing, all of the things that you're not supposed to do, right? And it's good advice. Like, that is the part and the point that I want to stress. But it's such good advice without context. Like, I don't know anything else that has the power, and I can speak on power as someone who has come from a line, and I don't want to say come from a line. I'm very aware that the spirit world exists. I'm aware of the things. In this season that we're living in, witchcraft has gotten such it's wrong, but people are still talking about it. People are still trying to learn these things that bring curses into their lives. And I can speak on the fact that, like, it's not a Disney curse. Like, it's not Walt Disney. And if you don't have a relationship with God, everything that you try will fail. And I'll tell you this as somebody who has been in New Age. I'll tell you this as somebody who comes from people who do. God is the only answer. I don't care what nobody else wants to tell you. And I will say, and I say this with my whole chest, with my whole heart, because I have a lot of the people who will tell you things without context. They will tell you things without having any evidence to support that which they're telling you. They will tell you and make it seem easy. It is not easy. There is a reason. There is a whole reason that God said what he said. Jesus said what he said. This kind does not go out without prayer and fasting. There is a reason why he came and he lived and he became that living example for us, because there is nothing that we have gone through that he has not experienced, and he has shown us how to walk it out, right? It is not the easiest thing. Let me not get it twisted. I'm not telling y'all that it's easy, because this is something that I know with my own, like, I know that I've been fighting this. I know that I've been dealing with this. I know that I have been doing the work for about 3 years now. So I have not just been here, like, it's been about 3 years since I have consciously made that choice, since I have consciously been doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing. It has been a good 3 years, right? And every single time that I will think that, okay, I've gotten to a space in the spirit where I can ease up a little bit, where I can take my foot off the gas, the enemy comes through and lets me know, hey, no, baby girl, no. No. You've been mine for a minute. You do not get free this easily, right? And initially I was agitated, because I also have the revelation that this is not the first opportunity. Okay, life is cyclical. I never know how to pronounce that word, but life is a cycle, right? It is not a line. It is not a straight line. It is not any type of line. Life is a cycle. You go through things, you experience things, you learn, you use your knowledge, you share your knowledge to the next generation, you go through your tasks with that knowledge, because usually anything that you are being tested by is because you need to learn the skill. There is something from it that you need to learn, either to impart to future generations, either to share with somebody else, or so that you can step into your next level to achieve everything that you're trying to achieve. But baby, because it is a cycle, if it is that you do not master that which that, if you don't master that round, right? And I call it a round because yes, a cycle is circular, it's round. If you don't master that round, it comes back again, right? People wonder why it is that they keep experiencing the same situation, because you haven't leveled up. I'm sorry. You keep having the same fight. You keep having the same people come to you, the same spirit in different flesh casings, because you haven't done what you need to do. You have not learned what you need to learn. You haven't overcome. You have not passed the test. And it sounds like, oh my God, like that sounds harsh. You have not passed the test. But it's true. It's facts. Like, it's not that life is easy, right? I will never tell anybody that life is easy. Life is not easy. Life is challenging and it can be a bitch. Let me not say that. Life is not a bitch. Because it's the whole cycle. If you are doing what it is that you're supposed to do, if you are leveling up the way you're supposed to, right? If you are absorbing the lessons, right? And not regurgitating pain and not recycling pain and not bleeding on other people. Like if it is that you are doing the soul work, if you are doing what you're supposed to do to repair the breach, right? Life gets simple. Things happen. Things happen without you having to do anything to make them happen. Like, so what I had started to say was that initially I was upset, right? Because knowing that life is cyclical, knowing that this is something that God would present the opportunity to resolve to everybody who starts to seek him, everybody who try. Yo, my parents taught Sunday school, right? And that's how I know some of the grace on my life is not from me, but it's because of them. And that's how I also know that they got weary in the well-doing, right? They stumbled, and I'm sorry that I am the stumbling block. And I can't even say me, because I have siblings. But they had siblings, but they stumbled, right? They stumbled, and the church does a disservice. Yo, it's so wild to me. It is so wild to me how jacked up the public relations arm of the church is. It is so jacked up, and the representatives, like, I don't understand how. Like, I don't, like, on a real, and this is not me, like, questioning or cursing God, but because I understand, because I do understand spirit and implications and crosses. Like, I don't understand how people in the church who falter, who lead people astray and call themselves like holy, like how them do it, and God don't ramp with people. Like, I don't know. And this is why I always come back. People like to talk about the God of the New Testament and forget that the same God who they are running in the Old Testament. Like, y'all playing his face. Y'all playing his face. Hell, look, I am not. But like I said, I was saying, the opportunity was there for them, and they stumbled. And I can only imagine in the stumble when things got difficult, and things got difficult for them, right? And that's how they ended up separating, because they were not in covenant. They were not in covenant. They were trying to repair both of them, because I am at that juncture where I can safely say that the both of them have weight that they need to deal with, right? So if it is that they did not walk it out, if they did not walk it out the way that they were supposed to be walking it out, and I know that they didn't, because if they were, I would not have been here, or they would probably still be together because they're married, but they did not walk it out with fear and trembling the way that they should have, right? And because they did not do that, and they did not fully repair what which was broken, they were still under contract. They were still subject to all of the penalties from the breach of contract, right? And people try to make it seem like things of the spirit are hard and impossible and difficult, but they're really not. They're really not, because everything that is on earth is based off of heavenly order. The way our legal system is set up is based off of the courts of heaven. The way things are done below is because of how they are set above, right? Everything is an imitation of God's kingdom. Even the devil. It is so funny. And that's how it is that he manipulates, and that's how he progresses, and that's how he wins. Because even with the devil, it's an imitation. Even witchcraft, right? Even witchcraft is a bastardization of your faith and your Christian, the access that you have as a Christian, right? Everything is a cheap imitation. It is not by chance, right? It is not by what's the word that I'm looking for? It is not a chance thing though, right? It is not accidental. It is not something that just happened by happenstance, by any stretch of the imagination. That is not what is going on here. So when it is that we end up, right, in these situations, when we end up in these battles, right, for our deliverance, for our salvation, it is not a one. So I was giving all of that context, all of that background to say I understand how or why. I understand, and I can give a little bit better grace for them getting weary in the well-doing, because I am shook. I am shook. I am shook. I am shook because with all the prayers, with all the fasting, with what I thought were confirmations, and I could be wrong. Maybe I did not. Maybe that was my flesh, and I have to fully sit with that for a little bit and process as to whether or not I did hear from God, and not even whether or not that I did hear from God, because that's like the Holy Spirit is saying that's not what I need to sit with. Is whether or not I did everything I was supposed to do. See, that's another aspect of it as well, because disobedience is sin. Even delayed obedience is disobedience. So if it is, right, because that's my whole thing this morning, right? I have done all, in my estimation, I have done all that I am supposed to be doing. I have done all that I was instructed to do. In my flesh, I think I have been living in righteousness. I think I have been walking out my walk. I think I have been very committed to the things of God. I think I have not tried to do anything of my own strength. I have been patient. I have been, patient. I have been all of the things I think righteousness entails, at least with this faith walk. There are areas and spaces that I need to work on, because I know that anger is still a very, very, anger and impatience, I don't want to say it's a very, very big thing, but it is still something that I am working on. It is still something that the enemy has access to me through, in terms of to pull me out of my, I don't want to say righteousness, because that sounds so arrogant, but to pull me out of alignment with God. So the enemy gets me upset, right? I am repairing breaches in my family, right? In my bloodline. I am breaking, or the desire is to break, right? To break these repetitive cycles, to break these generational habits, because I don't want Sage to have to come and fight this battle, right? Because that's where it is that I'm starting from. I can say that I fully understand how my parents got weary in the well-doing. I can see it. I can see how doing the things and having to constantly do the things can make you weary in your well-doing. And they were younger than me at the time when they were trying to walk it out. I could not have done it at their age. I will be very honest, I could not have done it at their age. I was not able to do it at their age. I am significantly older than they were at the time. They were way more responsible than I was at the time. So it is kind of interesting to me that I'm still having the, not even interesting, it's kind of something that I'm noticing, that I'm still having to deal with what it is they were dealing with, because they didn't fully break it, right? They did not fully do what they needed to do, so they were not able to receive everything that they were supposed to receive, right? There's a random, and okay, I'm out here doing my video, been doing my video, right? Why this random white man watching me? Like, why am standing up right there so watching me? No. I mean, to stand right here. Like, how is it white people thought that they were decent? Like, I don't understand how. Like, how. Like, how? Who? And it's wild to me, and that's why I don't trust media or public relations, because everything that is evil in this world is portrayed as innocent and good. This man came out here and saw me making my video, and he has decided to post stuff. For what reason? I'm so befuddled at this point in time. But anyways, and that's the devil again. No, I don't know what else to call it. Apart from saying it is the devil again. Because why would he just be standing there with his dog watching me in Jesus' name? That's wild. I'm going to pause, we're going to stop. Because now my train of thought. But yeah, final thought. I understand how they got weary. And like I said, they were way younger than me when they were walking this out. Because at 24 and 26, I was not in any way, shape, or form prepared to steward my life or the life of someone else. And they were 2 kids deep at the time, right? So I can understand as well. I've had a little more cushioning in terms of just support and being able to support myself and my child, and not having, and I look at that as a blessing that God has made my life, that I have not needed a man. Since I have come to this place, every guy that I've tried to date, my life has gotten significantly worse dating them than it would be if I was on my own. For sure. I've tested it a few times. And that's not to say that I'm rejecting marriage from God. No, if it does come, if it happens, but it has to be from God. In these times, I think I've been very much in my flesh and very much in fear of being alone, of not having anyone who I felt that, not wanting to say, not even to say not having anyone. Like, I'm still watching the white man. That's why if I'm distracted, like, and I want it specified. every single time that I am followed, every single time that there is some randomness going on in my life, is a white man. And I don't understand why, because I'm not bothering anybody, y'all. I'm walking and making my video. Why this white man just watching me? Him come out to walk him dog, walk your dog and go on, like, what the? And this is what pisses me off and then makes me want to cuss and carry on like I don't have no sense. Because why are you watching me? Like, why are you watching me? Why are you watching me? It's wild to me. But anyways, I understand, and I just want to say to anybody who is experiencing what I am experiencing, anybody who's going through what I am going through, do not give up, do not get weary in the well-doing. Like I said, I'm walking this out because I don't want Sage to have to deal with it. One, by choice, like I literally don't want her to have to deal with it. And two, because I don't know if she will. Like, I am aware that my unique perspective is because of everything that has happened. I do understand the spirit and things of the spirit. I have a little bit more openness because of what I don't know. I don't know if I fail, especially after going so hard, if Sage is going to have skepticism. I don't know if after if it is that I don't do what I need to do and do it well, I don't know that she's going to decide, right? Like, it can go one or two ways. It's so bizarre how I just changed the side that I was holding the light on. I know I'm in darkness. I don't know if it is that I don't do it, if it is going to make her a skeptic. I don't want her to see me trying to be so. I'm not even trying. Yeah, because and that's so. I don't.